Let me make sure I have it
We're
on here.
recording.
Oh,
Get it together.
I am always
She's ready.
together. Excuse you. Actually, no, I'm not at all.
No, she's not.
I'm not at all.
Guys,
I gotta go to our Instagram.
Let her do that. I'll do the intro. Guys, we are two blank girls. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Annitsa.
And welcome back. This is episode number 15.
Woohoo!
The only unfortunate thing is it doesn't come on the greatest day, but that's okay. All we can do is just celebrate life, and through this podcast,
That's
make
right.
you think of things and laugh maybe a little. So
That's right.
without getting too fucking serious,
Let's get into it.
go for it.
On
Does everybody know what day it is? Go for it. Say
well,
it.
they wouldn't know what day it is if they're listening to this on Thursday.
Oh, that's true. It's a different day.
Guys, on the eve of September 11th, we're two sick girls. Into the table and then knock everything over. Hi.
Hi. We're recording.
I'm really glad that I was recording during that again.
It's called
awesome.
Candid.
Oh, we're
Candid
candid.
moments. We're so
Our
candid.
candor. Yes, exactly. Well, guys, quick business. Follow us on Instagram, Two Blank Girls Podcast.
Yeah.
On
Facebook.
Twitter at _girls.
Our website, twoblankgirls.com.
Oh! And then
if that's
last
not enough.
but not least, our Patreon, as
Yeah.
always. Cool place to connect, not just with us, but with any podcast or creator you love of anything and
Yeah.
everything, essentially.
Always support what you love. And
Support
if
it.
you love us, support us. Like our new patron, Jen Winning.
Oh, my goodness.
Shout
She's super
out.
winning right now.
Dude, she's killing it. She's my new favorite person.
Yay.
Sick.
Yeah.
What's the
sick
definition?
is well, there are this is a very multifaceted word, but what we chose to focus on was the physical aspect, which is affected with disease or ill health, ailing.
What's the other ones?
I mean, you could be like sick with, like, you could be heart sick, you can be like, oh god, we're sick, we're like deranged.
You're like
we
so
could be
sick, bro.
like if you're
Fucking
deranged. Yeah, it
wicked,
could be
rad,
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it could be like
Got it.
we're sick as in like we think of really nasty things all the
Ooh,
time.
you're sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
there
Like,
are
we'd be
lo-
like, God, you're you're sick.
You guys are that's sick.
Ew, you're sick.
I
I'd be
think we
like,
have
what does
plenty
that
of
even mean? I don't get that.
But also, yeah, sick, bro. That was a sick
bro.
jump, bro.
Fucking sick. I've been using a lot of those, like, I've been using rad a lot recently, which we say
like
dude like all the fucking
skater culture from the like
time.
90s.
I said it today during a photo shoot. I was like, oh, this is fucking, no, I said this is
Dope.
fucking dope. Like, ew, I'm so stupid.
Yeah, you're cool. You're cool.
But sick. This is to do with like physically,
Yeah.
which we can relate to.
Affected
I feel like.
with disease or ill health, ailing. I think
Yeah.
today we need to talk about how we've, like, the times we've been the sickest, like what
Yeah.
it's like when we get sick, and also like how we've been affected by illness too, like by those of people around us or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we've seen illness as well. I know
Well,
you
what's
have. I
weird
know
is,
I
like,
have.
Well, Cole got me all fucking freaked out because he watched some video about you're supposed to, when you get in your car, don't run your AC right at first, blow cold air before you even literally get in the car, because your car's been sitting in the hot sun, and what's in our plastic that makes up our cars is literally cooking, and then you blast the AC and it's just blowing in your face, and that's how we get like cancer and shit. So I'm like, oh my god.
Jesus.
So like, it's just these days everything makes you sick.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Everything gives you cancer.
I
It's like,
guarantee you. It's like, when cigarettes first started, people didn't know they were
Yeah.
bad for you, and it was like cool. And now it's like, I think it's our phones. Truly, our phones are on us at all times. We're holding it. It's like radiation, and we
Yeah.
don't know the effects of it yet. But
Just
I
right against
guarantee
the old
you,
noggin.
yeah,
Just-
I guarantee you.
oh, and like coffee, every day coffee is gonna save your life. The next day it's gonna kill you. And so like, every day you're like, Jesus Christ. And then like, yeah, wine is really good for you for health. And then wine, oh no, wait, studies have shown wine is so bad.
Well,
so,
there's
like,
a study
fuck,
for
man.
everything.
Yeah.
That's where everything is bad and everything is good, and I don't know.
Everything in moderation.
Let's be clear.
Let's
well,
just fucking
no. Cigarettes can suck
no,
my
no,
ass.
yeah, don't do that. And
Cigarettes
then alcohol
are so
too.
fucking stupid.
You can have a wine with dinner and stuff, but like if you go hard all the time,
It's so dumb.
not gonna be great. Which is why I quit. I quit drinking because it made me sick all the time. Like I used to drink a lot.
She wasn't an alcoholic.
No, I wasn't an alcoholic.
Let's be clear
but
about that. It wasn't like she needed it.
It was
all
like
the
Friday
time.
night, Saturday night.
Yeah, she
always.
was. This was in her early 20s,
Yeah,
and it was
in
like
New York.
party.
You started Thursday night, and then you went into Friday. We knew exactly as soon as we got off work, get to the apartment, pregame, have a couple drinks, and then you get to the bar. And yes, I used to drink like fucking beer like crazy, and then shots of whiskey used to be my favorite.
Whiskey was your thing.
Oh
man.
my god,
Gross.
with like picklebacks. Ooh, I used to go nuts. But like it literally is like someone flipped a switch, and one day, it just like the minute I sipped it, I immediately felt so sick, and then I would puke from like one sip of a drink of alcohol. I'd then go home and would puke for like 12 hours straight. So then I knew, I was like, that can't be right, because something is not. So that's why I don't drink anymore, just because.
Dude, it's straight up poison.
You've seen me get
red,
super hivey and rashy and red and sweaty. I get like super ill. It's just not fucking worth it anymore.
Well, dude, it's straight up drinking poison.
I know.
It's putting
crazy.
poison in your body. That is insane to me.
And I used to I had a beer for my birthday the other night.
That's true. You did. You had a tall boy.
It was delicious. A cold PBR. I enjoyed it, but I didn't finish it. I only did about 3/4. And did you see how sweaty I started getting? I was like freaking out. I was like, so that's why I don't drink anymore. It's just like it makes me too sick. Like throwing up is the worst fucking thing on the planet.
Okay.
So why would I ever do that?
I barely ever throw up.
Oh God.
No,
you throw up.
No.
I feel like recently you've been throwing up.
No.
See, I throw up all the time. All the time.
I've thrown up less than 15 times my whole life.
No, I think we need. I have texts.
Yeah, and I lie to you all the time.
You throw up.
I lied to you saying I throw up all the time.
What? Why would you do that? Why would you say you throw up? You're a fucking hypochondriac. Is that what it is?
No, it's just because I like feel like shit, and if I just say I feel like shit, you're like, no, you're fine. Like we'll do it. So if I'm like, oh, I threw up. You're like, oh, okay, you're really sick then. But if I just feel terrible, do you ever get that though? If you just feel like shit, like something like a headache or whatever, people don't think it's that serious, so they're just like, oh, okay. But
yeah, but I will admit, you and I both have this problem. We don't feel good ever. So when we're like, I don't feel good, it just seems like, okay, let's just another not check for today. Annitsa and Jenna don't feel good. It's becoming like a running joke at work. Everybody's in my birthday card. Joe was like, I hope your birthday is filled with no diarrhea, cramps, headaches, bloating. Like it could, because like something's always wrong.
I have felt pretty fucking awesome since I quit my job.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
And I think, other than I've had a couple days where I felt run down, and I think that was because of, just being exhausted from the whole month of being home and such. Like, other than that, I have felt pretty fucking good. And I've had chest pains, things like, we'll talk about that. But, I don't know, quitting that job.
Hell yeah, that'll do
I
it
feel
for you.
pretty fucking good.
Well, yeah, because when you're
I've never felt better, honestly.
It makes you sick. You make yourself sick because then you don't want to like deal with like the shit.
It's the stress, the anxiety. It manifests itself physically, and then you actually become sick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true though. And like there are periods of time where you and I both like all of a sudden you'll be sick for like 4 weeks in a row. You'll just be like, oh, I'm sick. I'm sick.
And the thing is, I actually throw up a lot. Yeah. I just threw up the other maybe 2 weeks ago. Like but that's happened to me since I was young, because like it's something doesn't sit in my stomach right. My stomach's immediately like get out. I never have like diarrhea and stuff. I rarely have that. God, really just putting it out there. I just realized I just said diarrhea. Jesus. I don't get that. Jesus. Just so open about it.
You look like you're talking, like you just are like having.
Yeah, I was just talking to you, and then I'm like, shit, I just said diarrhea on the fucking podcast.
You said
I know.
it like 4 times now.
Okay. So I don't have those issues, but it comes out the other way. I throw up all the time. I throw up from gag reflex stuff. I smoked a fucking vape. Couldn't handle it and puked in my guest bathroom. Like a lot of puke, and poor Kirsten had to help me, and the smell was so bad. So like I just have a really sensitive stomach when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I truly, you know how many times I've said I've puked?
You puke a lot.
Nope. I haven't puked in like probably 6 years. And I'm not joking.
Honestly, you just said you threw up like a month ago.
Yeah, and I lied to you. I straight up like,
Oh
no,
my
I
God.
know. Now you're like, oh my God, our friendship is over.
No, I think
You're a liar.
it's hilarious.
No, because honest to God, I cannot remember the last time I threw up. I think the last time
worst.
I think the last time I
You're
threw
a
up
lucky
was
bitch.
when I had a migraine.
Oh, migraine throw ups are the worst.
Yeah, and that was the first year that I moved out here. So that was 9 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's the last time I threw up, honestly.
I feel like we had a discussion not that long ago about how much you threw up or something. Like we were like, oh my God, are you sure you don't need to? You dummy. But yeah, throwing up.
We definitely have to
I
have an
probably take
episode.
throwing up very seriously because two lying girls,
We need to have an episode about
two betrayed
two
girls.
two dishonest girls. Like, we have to talk about
I could
that.
talk about that all night.
We will.
I lie every day.
We'll talk.
I lie
clearly,
every day.
Clearly, I do too.
I talked
I
about
lie
it in
to you.
therapy. I
Only
lie
about-
to everybody.
But only about when I don't feel well. That's it. Honest to God, I don't lie about because I'll be like,
Oh,
I'll
there's
just
something to that.
I'll just exaggerate it because I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. Like, I can't tell people how I don't feel well or I'm depressed. So I'll just say,
so you make it worse.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I puked.
Oh,
Because then they're
got
like,
it.
oh God, that's serious. I'm
Well,
like,
because
no.
puking fucking sucks, and I will attest to that so hard because I hate it. And yeah, we talked about it the other night. I used to puke on the subways in New York. I puked twice on subways. Like it just happens all the time. And it fucking sucks. But I'm also, and this is where it comes around to this conversation, might be a little bit of a hypochondriac.
Oh, you think?
I have 6 signs that you might be one.
Okay,
You
yeah,
wanna
let's see.
test it?
Yeah, I want to test it. But we have so much to talk about.
You
Start with
Google
this.
every symptom you have. I don't do everyone,
no.
but ones that are a little strange.
If something's off.
Some's like, like that thing in my throat that was going on. Oh, I Googled it for sure. But if I'm like nauseous, little
Like
shit.
standard stuff. Yeah.
Standard, no. But yes, if I like feel something weird like on my body, or I will Google it.
Yeah.
So that's.
I feel like that's kind of everybody these days now.
Yeah, you Googled your stuff that's going on recently, and I think you got a little freaked out too, which I feel like is not a good idea. We cannot look on the internet because everything leads to death. You are convinced minor ailments are actually horrible diseases.
No, that's not me.
Not minor stuff.
No.
No,
I
don't
pretty
do
much
that.
downplay everything I have and never think anything serious. And that was a problem for a long time. I never, ever went to the doctor.
Yeah. Well, that's why, everybody, my mom and Cole get so mad at me because I'm like, I just don't, I'll complain about the things always and forever, but then I don't actually go do anything about them. So then it's like, then they can't, it's like the boy who cried wolf kind of thing. They're like, sorry, if you die, it's your fault. You feel fine, but constantly worry about getting sick.
No. This is when I worry about getting sick when I'm about to travel or when I have a big thing coming up. I'm like, and someone around me sick. So I'm like, fuck no, don't come near me. Like, I can't get sick because I always think I'm going to get sick when I shouldn't. Yeah. Like, I have this big thing and then I'm going to get sick and I'm fucked. So yeah, that's
a little bit.
Yeah.
You keep worrying even after a doctor says you're okay. Well,
yeah.
Duh, because doctors fucking suck and they always tell me I'm okay, and I'm definitely not okay sometimes.
And I think this is a problem. Well, it's a multitude of things. I think a lot of people are hypochondriacal, so that they.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I just said it.
It sounded real.
Did it sound really good?
What did you say?
Hypochondriacal.
Hypochondriacal. Okay, got it. Go ahead, continue.
And so I think doctors are just constantly being deluged with like, I'm sick.
Just
this
shit.
Is wrong, this is wrong. So they may not necessarily take things as seriously as they always would. So that's a problem. But at the same time, too, I think the system pumps us in and out so often that they don't take that personal time anymore to actually figure something out, because it's like, oh, it's probably not a thing. You're fine. And so, like, we were talking about the other day, how you have to constantly research and like go to multiple doctors now and have multiple opinions all the time because
crazy.
you're like, I feel something's not right.
Yeah, because like one of the issues that I had was, I knew something was wrong with my lady parts forever and ever, and it was causing hormonal issues. I knew it. Every single doctor said you're fine, or you need to lose some weight and exercise. I heard that from every single one of them. And you're just getting, it comes with age. Every single one of them said that. And I was like, dude, something is wrong. I would cry. I would like straight up be crying and be like, help me. Yeah. And everybody's just diet and exercise. And I was like, fuck. And then finally like forced this one gynecologist who was pretty great. And he did an ultrasound. And that's how we found out I had PCOS. And I was like, bitch, bitch. And I was like,
God.
yeah, I was elated. I was so pumped. I was like on the freeway driving home, and I was like,
Yeah.
just because I knew like it was validated. I knew something was wrong, and no one would listen, and then it fucking rocked. So.
See, that's like we were talking about that, how it's almost better when you finally hear that something's actually wrong with yourself, which is so fucked
crazy
up. To be like, oh my God, I have PCOS. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because you just feel like you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And it fucking sucks.
And I think some people are crazy, but
and
we are sometimes.
We are like, but for the most part, I only go unless it's like when people are like, I have a cold. I just went to the doctor and like. I was like, what?
Just ride it out. Unless it's going to be there for like 2 months and you're like, oh, something's not getting better.
Or
you know?
Maybe
like you have some
flu.
sort of infection.
Like I had to go to the doctor because I did have the flu and I was puking my guts out and had like a fever. So yeah, I don't want to puke anymore. So I'll go to the doctor because then they can give you stuff to help with that. But for the most part, I ride that shit out. Fevers?
Yeah. Just
sweat it out.
Fucking, drink some Powerade and shut up.
Yeah. You visit multiple doctors for second opinions.
I don't. I haven't, though. I haven't. I should sometimes, but I never do. Because one, I'm too broke. And two, I just think it's going to be the same shit. They're going to say, I don't know.
You are convinced an illness will progress.
No.
I don't think we're hypochondriacs. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, and we have the tendency.
We exaggerate.
Yeah.
We also constantly feel like shit.
I think we're just dramatic.
It's the actress in us.
We're not hypochondriacs. We're just actresses, which is worse.
Oh God, gross. I'm not an actress, by the way.
Okay.
Because you actually get paid. You've gotten paid to act. I have not. So
that doesn't mean you're not an actress in your heart. You went to school for it, and it's there in your body. Yeah, it's part of you forever. Anyway, were you sick as a kid?
Nope.
You were like a super unsick child.
I was also I'll show y'all pictures one day. I was crazy skinny. I was super in shape because I danced all the time, all the time. The only time I was sick, and I'm a strep carrier.
What does skinny have to do with being not
in
sick?
shape? I was in shape. Sorry.
I was like, what?
No. I was very in shape, but no,
Healthy.
I was a strep carrier for the longest time. So I had strep like once a month. I could give it and take it at any time. I had kissing tonsils. So my tonsils were so enlarged at all times. My whole life, they touched almost. That's how big they were.
Did you have them taken out? Yeah.
Yes. That was the worst thing I've ever done.
See, I was going to say
life.
lucky fucking bitch because
It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I had strep a lot too. And they never let me take mine out. They never suggested it. It was never a thing.
Well, it only happened after I got a severe mono. That's when
they didn't even do it for me after that.
Well, that's
Fuckers.
true. But because mine, because the reason we found out I had mono is because I had the worst fucking sore throat. I was so tired, and I went to my nurse, and I noticed all this stuff in my mouth, and I was like, it looks like saltines. Like after you eat saltines, like it's left in your mouth, and I was like, ew, what's all that in the back of my throat? I opened my mouth, and my nurse's eyes was like, goo. Like it was, she's like, oh my God. She's like, you have to go to the hospital right now. Like you have mono. I just thought it was another fucking sore throat because I grew up with those my whole life. And then that white shit lining all my throat and the insides of my mouth. And it was, but honestly,
we're getting real graphic.
It was
You're welcome,
gnarly.
guys.
I mean, I was out of school for 3 months because of my mono. It was really bad. But worse than that was the fucking tonsils coming out. That was the worst experience I've ever had, like in a medical sense. If you have to do it, don't.
Well, I can't now. They won't let.
It's too late.
Fun fact: they won't let you electively get your tonsils, even if because a couple years back I was like, just get them out. Yeah. Can I take them out? Because it sucks.
Doesn't mean you don't get sore throats still though, because I get them. I still get when I get sick, I still get really bad sore throats. But
your tonsils can grow back, which is insane.
Maybe that's what's growing in the back of my throat. That lump.
That's what I said to you that time.
That's kind of far back there, though. Anyways, don't do it if you don't have to, because it is so the older you get, the worse it is.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most
How old were you when you got it out?
I was a junior in high school.
Okay. So older.
They burn them out. So they form, and mine were so big. So imagine like quarter size scabs on the side of my throat on each side.
Owie.
And they were raw scabs. And imagine what my breath smelled like. Raw flesh.
Death. That's worse.
Dying flesh in the back of your throat. And my neck was so swollen and I couldn't swallow. I had to suck on these suckers that had like numbing stuff in it. And oh my God, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It was the worst thing I've ever done. Worst thing I've ever done. You were sick a lot. Your family.
Yeah, I wrote
Y'all
down.
were sick a lot.
Well, it's funny. We're not, but I would never think of us as sickly children because I
think of sickly children as in like the kid from, you know what I'm
Secret
talking
Garden?
About. Yes.
Like, I got to put him in an
ice
bath.
And his like crippled little body. That's what I think of as like a
yeah,
sickly
and like
child.
very pale and like they just can't go outside. They have brittle bones. Yeah, the sun. Yeah. No, we were super active. But yeah, we've just been kind of unlucky. Like early on, Sam, poor little Sammy boy, when he was less than 2 years old, he had meningitis and he almost died. It was so bad. This little boy in the hospital with an IV. And
dude, your poor parents with Sam.
I know. Sammy, he's been through too much. But so he had meningitis. And I remember for me, I was such a little bitch. I was like 4 years old. And I remember the only thing I can remember from that time is that, you know, Mom and Sam were gone. Because Mom would stay in the hospital with him and Dad would take care of me. And I remember being so mad that they made me take medicine because he was sick. Like it was a preventative thing, I guess. But I was like, fuck off. Why am I was so pissed because that's all I could focus on. I was like, I'm not sick. Why do I have to take medicine? I remember we got to go, the best thing about it was that we got to go rent the Muppets movie. And because my dad was like, let's, we'll make it a good time. So we rented the Muppets. We ate popsicles. So that was cool.
Well, being sick is kind of cool. Don't you love being sick when you were a kid?
Well, the fact that you get to stay home from school.
Yeah, you get to stay home from school. Your mom takes care of. Oh, well, that's Lou.
We have a cat.
Don't you do it, Lou.
Up on the table now. Sorry. And like anybody who's on our Patreon, they get to have access to our videos recording. So like Louie's just going to be up in it now.
The shit out. But staying home from school was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah. Well, because everyone faked being sick.
My mom was such
a
sucker too, man. All I had to do, you just had to time it right. She had to be asleep. You had to go wake her up at like 5 a.m. So you'd have to like make yourself get up. Mom, I don't feel good.
It's so good.
And then she's half asleep, so she's like, fuck off. Okay, just go back to bed. You can check in late. Yeah, and then that never happened. You just like chill at the house. I think I told you the story. I used to make puke. I used to make fake puke at home.
No.
Oh yeah. I used to go in the fridge and find whatever I could and make a concoction, and I would pour it in the toilet and then go get my mom and be like, Mom, I threw up and it looked like vomit.
See, I was supposed to feel bad just now about lying. That's like going to another level. That's awesome. Because I never would go that far. But the thing about being sick for me when I was a kid was when I was actually sick, I refused to take medicine.
Yeah.
Like even.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you didn't ever want to miss a day of school.
Oh, fuck off.
Like perfect attendance. I thought you'd be one of those.
No. But I do have stress dreams about missing school still. But anyway. Yeah.
I thought you'd be one of those.
No, I hated going to school. When I was sick, I was like, nah, that's cool. I hated the fact that I would like have to make up for shit. That sucked.
Yeah,
that's stressful to be like, shit, I gotta like quick.
Totally.
But that baby Tylenol that like you're supposed to chew, that pink Tylenol.
The grape
I hated that so much.
Oh my God.
No. So Mom would give it to me and I would throw it behind the couch. She wouldn't sit there and watch me take it. I would just throw it behind the couch. I remember once when we were doing like a deep clean of the house and you pulled the couch out, there were like 50 like little children's like Tylenol. Because I hated.
See, I hated the liquid.
Because they always. Well, that's another story.
They'd always make us do the liquid.
Refused to take cough syrup. My mom would sit there with it on a spoon in front of my mouth, like directly touching my lips.
And you'd hold them close.
No, and it would take no joke. Like a half hour or more to get me to do it. I just couldn't do it.
Mom, I need a chaser. And I'd have to have like juice or something to drink right now.
I just couldn't.
I hate cough syrup.
You didn't call it a chaser.
No, maybe not back then, but I need a Coke or something. I'd have to like have something to go afterwards.
Well, what helped, dude? 7-Up. That was always our thing when we were sick, like to get 7-Up, which was
ale
so
too. My mom
cool.
always had ginger ale.
7-Up, saltines, and then, like, chicken noodle soup.
I still do that when when I have a stomach ache. Saltines and ginger ale, fucking cure all.
So good.
It is so good.
That's why now I think as an adult it's hard to get sick even like the tiniest bit, because you don't have mom there to like take care of you anymore. And like especially for me when I'm single, I'm just like fuck. That's why that time when I felt so fucking sick.
Well, look,
you had Postmates send that shit to me.
Oh yeah,
that was so awesome. She had like Postmates go get me like soup and medicine and orange juice and stuff, and that was awesome.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, my friend.
I know. I don't even have Cole doesn't even do that shit.
What?
Like, you know, no, we don't. Well, I'm one of those. When I'm sick, I want to be left alone. See, I'm not as much as an adult. I'm more of a like, I need.
Well, I don't want to hang out with anybody.
Yeah, I just need to.
I just want somebody to fucking feed me.
Yeah,
bring me something
Cole
and walk
turns
away.
into a fucking
baby,
infant,
dude,
baby child.
Men turn into little boy babies.
It's so
when
bad.
They're sick.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, buck up. Like, I still go to, I'll still like go and do shit, and he's just, just like he's dying.
Yeah,
but I think, I feel like a lot of dudes are like that.
Okay, what my other? I had my only very serious, like I have wrote down strep throat as well, but my two super serious things for me were when I was in junior high. One day I was in class and I got hives like all over my hands.
Shit.
My hands and my feet started swelling. I was like, fuck, what is this? So I went home like half day to be like, something's wrong. I went to the doctor and found out that because I had an ear infection or something, and I was taking penicillin, or amoxicillin rather, and they said you're having an allergic reaction. And I had only had 2 pills left on my prescription.
Mm-hmm.
I'd taken all of them up to that point, and so they told me to immediately stop. They're like, you just have to let it go through your system now. There was nothing I could do. And it got so much worse. And if I would have taken those last 2 pills, I probably would have died.
Jesus.
Because what happened was I got the hives. That was the first step. And then my joints inside started swelling.
Ugh.
So started with my wrists. I couldn't move my hands. I had to wear these wrist braces, and then and then my knees. I couldn't bend my knees. I couldn't move my elbows, my hips. I couldn't turn. So it got so bad where I had to we had to rent a fucking wheelchair, and I had to be pushed around school for a week in a fucking wheelchair because I couldn't move. It was so painful, dude. And my mom, I remember the worst part too was like sleeping, because I just had to like lie there in one position, and if I had to move, I had to yell for my mom to come turn me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't physically lift myself, but my mom had to like turn me to the side.
Dude,
because it hurt
crazy.
So much. Yeah, it was so bad. So guys,
so when you go to the hospital and they're like, are you allergic to?
Oh man, penicillin, number one, you got to say it, because if and technically I'm supposed to wear like a bracelet, a medical alert bracelet, or a brace or a necklace.
Yeah, because what if you're
if I'm in an accident, I mean I have it in my planner and I have it in my phone.
I mean, why would they give it to you though? Like in an emergency situation.
There's a million ways,
Oh, really?
reasons. Yeah, penicillin's like number one. It's like go to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which is why it's so important. So like I have it in my phone.
What are you gonna do? What are they? Can they give you other shit?
Well, until I can find this is so vain. I haven't found a cute medical alert thing. They're all so fucking ugly. They're so fucking ugly. So I'm like, I refuse to wear it. But if I had a cute little gold bracelet that just said it on there, I would wear that all the time. Because
but what can they do? But like, is there other stuff? Are there other alternatives?
Yeah, there are other alternatives. But penicillin is just very fast acting and very common. It's like super kind of a fix-all sort of a thing.
Damn.
So
that sucks.
Yeah, so it's bad. So, but now I'm like, I just gave my enemies all they need to know. Just spike anything I have with penicillin,
when they're done
and then
with you.
Yeah, I could just die. But so that was bad. And then you talked about your mono. We are like mono sisters.
Yeah.
Because mine was it was in college, and I got a cough. I had a really bad cough, just just persistent. It was like for 2 months. And then I had the worst sore throat of my life. I couldn't swallow anything. I could barely breathe. I could only just drink. Like I always say Powerade or Gatorade, because that's like the go-to. Get those electrolytes. And I had Jell-O. That's all I was eating. And I was so weak.
Did you have saltine mouth too?
No.
Oh, you didn't.
But I was like so weak, where I remember trying to walk to class and I could barely move. And I was so, in the shower, I would have to sit down because I couldn't stand. And then I went, okay, this is clearly not right. Yeah. So I remember, my boyfriend at the time, Steve, he drove like 6 hours to come see me because he knew something wasn't right. Yeah. And so he was with me that weekend, and I remember he called my mom, and he said, you need to come here. You need to do something. Like she needs to go to the hospital or something.
Oh boy.
So my mom came up, drove, And, you know, I went to the doctor. I went to the ER and they just go, because I got hives again. That's right. That's why I ended up going to the doctor finally, because I had hives. And I'm like, oh, this is an allergic reaction to something. And then they just diagnosed me with mono right away. They just, you know, took a blood test or whatever. And they said, you'll be fine. Just drink a lot of fluids and like rest for a week.
Ugh.
That's what they said.
Oh, see, they were like, you need to go home and you need to stay home and like you cannot leave your house.
No, they were just like, oh, you'll be fine. Just like rest and get a lot of fluids. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So then I went home and I did that. But then it got worse and worse. And then I went to the hospital again. They did an x-ray because of my cough. And they said, oh, you have bronchitis too. Like with your mono, you have bronchitis. Shit. Like, okay, you're fine. Whatever. Again, they just put me on an IV then for fluid for like an hour and a half, I think. My mom and I sat there, and then I went home. And then that night, I went to the emergency room because I was laying in bed and I knew I had this like fucking like soaking wet ice cold washcloth on my head because I was burning up. And I just remember I looked at my mom and I said, we have to go right now.
Yeah. We
have to go. I just knew it. It was like you get that feeling where you're like,
yeah.
This isn't right. And so she rushed me to the ER, and I had the washcloth on my head, like with a headband attached to it so it would stay. And so when we walked in, they thought I had a head injury, so they rushed me back, you know, so I didn't have to like wait, which was
motherfuckers.
Which was awesome. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They got me back in the room, and the first fucking relief I felt in months was when they gave me morphine, and all of a sudden my whole body just like felt warm. At first it freaked me out because they didn't say anything about it. They just put it in, and then my whole body felt warm, and I was like, what is this? And they said, it's morphine. You'll be fine. And I went,
rocks,
oh,
bro.
Yeah. and then I was in the hospital for 3 days. I stayed 3 days, and I had to, so it was just like, if I wouldn't have gone in that night once again, might have been.
And mono's one of those things I feel like people are like, oh, mono, kissing, you know, but it
can
is
be really chill.
It
doesn't have to be insane.
But unfortunately, I think you and I just had, I mean, I literally barely graduated high school because I missed so much school because I was like death, like just fucking death, which is, I swear I had like a mono relapse the other night, but I think it has to do with my sugar issue and gluten. But the Epstein-Barr virus is something that's becoming kind of an issue now, which is what I'm learning, and it's a mono thing. So I'm wondering, my mom,
it's in us forever,
and everybody's got it, but
it's rare.
You can have really bad reactions later in life. So that's why I'm like, we need to fucking keep that.
You know what
check.
was worse though too about that situation? I know you know this, but then so I'm in the hospital for 3 days, like 4 nights. I don't remember, but there was construction on the floor above me, which was awesome. So I was so fucking miserable, and I had morphine dreams, which was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then it was a whole mess. I had to withdraw from school. Fucking nightmare. Had to just like move back home that day I got out of the hospital. But as we're driving home, as my mom's driving me home, we get a call from the fucking hospital that dealt with me like before when I had the x-ray.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, hey, we read your x-ray wrong. You actually have pneumonia. So I had pneumonia and mono at the same time, and they didn't know. The hospital, when they were treating me for mono, didn't know that I had pneumonia because they were told I had bronchitis.
Oh,
so
God.
like that could have been infinitely worse. Like that they weren't treating me for that.
Pneumonia.
Exactly. So I was like, I had those two at the same time, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
Fuck.
As I was going home, we're like, well, it doesn't matter now. Like I'm on my way.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Being sick is tough.
It's fucking terrible. It's like, but the thing about being sick is that your priorities are so clear. Yeah. All you want to do is get better. Mm-hmm. Like all your other shit doesn't matter. Your career, your, struggles.
I mean, I luckily, like, for the most part, my sick has been flu. I've had the flu, unfortunately, a couple times, which the flu is rough. Like when your skin is on fire and you can't even like sit because it hurts so bad, and then you're just puking and shitting at the same time. You've got like 103 fever. Like, but those I rode out of. I think I've had the flu 3 times, like really bad. Mm-hmm. 2 of them I just rode out.
Yeah.
I was like,
I've never gone to the doctor for the flu.
Like,
I've never.
The only one I did is that one time it was when I was flying in Chicago. It was when I was visiting Kirsten in Chicago.
Yeah.
I was just throwing up so much. I was like, dude, I cannot throw up anymore. And so that's why I went, mostly just for that reason, to get something to help me stop throwing up.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Like, I was just at the doctor last week and they said, do you want a flu shot? I said no. I was just
I
saying
never
no.
Get it. Yeah.
But it's like, maybe I should, like next time I
know,
thought, maybe I will.
Are we irresponsible for
well,
not getting
I'm like, no, I don't fucking need it. Because for me, it's so interesting because I do not see the flu as something serious at all.
Yeah.
At all. I've had it.
I mean, it fucking sucks.
But people die from it. People die from it. But to me, I'm like, it's like a step above the cold for me. It sucks, but I'm like, I had the flu once in New York. I had my entire family, except for my mom, had the flu once over Christmas. And that was a nightmare. Yeah. But other than that, it's just like, honestly, I mean, maybe that's just me being completely naive or an asshole, but I'm just like, guys, it's just the fucking flu. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think it's
I don't see it. Well,
unless you already have a weekend.
Cheap as fuck. Or if you've got rad insurance, you can go. Sure. If I had amazing insurance and I had money, just fucking all the money in the world, and I could just be like, yeah, I'll go get something to take, and like, it'll wipe it out quicker and it'll make it not as bad.
Well,
but
the flu shot is free, which is funny to me that we don't do it because it's fucking free. Oh. But I'm just like,
I don't get a fucking shot. I hate shots. I hate.
Well, I don't know. To me, I
shots.
think honestly, next time I go in, I think I will get it just because. But because I put it off all the time, I'm like, no. I think I've gotten the flu shot maybe twice in my whole life, but I just don't. Shots. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know. It's not, but unless you already have a weakened immune system, then of course, like my brother now, if Sam had the flu, it would be a fucking nightmare. Yeah, because, okay, for those of you who haven't listened to the episode Coping, my brother recently had 2 cardiac arrests and he's 30 years old. So that's another illness that we've been dealing with, which is so intense.
Fucking crazy. But he's doing so good, by the way.
He's doing so good.
Yeah,
he's killing it.
Yeah, he's like a hero of mine.
And my poor mom has fibromyalgia, which is such a fucking nightmare as well. I'm like, if most people don't really know what that is because doctors don't even really know what it is.
It is something that they haven't really tapped into as much as they should.
Yeah, it's this weird thing where your entire body just hurts. It's like having the flu all the time without the throwing up and the diarrhea. But it's just like you touch. I guess you get diagnosed if you have like 11 out of these 16 points that hurt when you touch them. Yeah. So if you just barely tap your skin and it's like, it just like feels like you're getting punched. I think that's kind of what it feels like. It's just like this achy soreness all the time, which is so shitty. And so she deals with that. So that's always present. And then I guess the reason I wanted to do this was because I just found out some weird shit about myself, because I went and got checked out because of Sam's heart issues. And so we are doing some preventative stuff. And I went in to get a CAT scan to check my heart out. And guys, I'm fine with my arteries. They're great. They're awesome. Mm-hmm. I have a 0 calcium score, which is great. But then they found out that I have this thing called ventricular septal defect, which apparently I've had since I was born. I have a hole in my heart, which is crazy to think about. But I guess it's so tiny, and it just means that I have this tiny hole between my right and left sides of my heart, and so essentially blood can leak through from one side to the other, and it can cause stress on the right side of my heart. But as of now, to me, it's not really an issue because I didn't know about it for
and you've lived
32
with
years.
And I mean, but it's nothing, you just have to now that you know about it, it's like being aware. And
I have to monitor it because I have to go get an MRI at the end of the month because they just want to, make sure that, because I was like, well, if I've been fine with it up to now, like what's the issue? And they said, well, they just need to make sure that I'm not going to strain my heart. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be fine. So we're not going to even worry about it.
Sweet.
But the other thing they found, which is super weird, is a pneumothorax, which is an air pocket in my lung. So we don't know why it's there. And it could cause my lung to collapse, which is why I haven't taken it. I haven't been. Yeah, but it's driving me crazy because I have these bursts of energy where I'm like, and I just want to like dance, and I just want to like. I'm a jumper, or I like to like.
I mean, is it that? I mean, did they say like you literally can't like go on a walk?
No, I can go on a walk.
Okay,
that's what I have to keep it down to that because I was thinking, well, can I do yoga and stuff too? But anything that makes my breathing strained in any way, I can't do.
Yeah.
But only for like a month until we figure out what's going on.
I'd be so good with that. I'd be like chill. I'd be like, I'm just gonna do what I keep doing every day.
Well, I can't like work out
activity.
Or anything. So, but I just have to make sure my lung doesn't collapse, and then we're good. But again, that's a little scarier to me because it's spontaneous. They don't know why it happened. So, and if it happens, so one time could be a fluke, which is chill. Like, fine, that's fine. And it should just reabsorb itself. But I have to get another CAT scan because if it happens again, and this is crazy to me. He's like, if it happens twice, you have to have surgery. Yeah. And I was like, what? Like twice? That really means you have to have like twice.
Yeah.
They would have to literally cut off that piece of my lung and pinch it together and sew it, like re-sew it. I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to have that.
No.
That I don't want to do.
Well, that's why hopefully, it's just about monitoring and making sure, when you go back, they can get a better, see what's up, see what's going on, and then you just adjust.
I mean, well, I hope that this fucker reabsorbs, and then after that, I never get it again. Like it was something that just happened that I didn't know about, and because he's like, we need to make sure it doesn't happen again. We need to monitor it. So you need to let us know if you feel it. And I was like, I didn't feel it this one. I mean, I sort of did. My chest has been bothering me, but not. I don't know. It's one of those things again where you kind of get in your head going like, is this something I should be concerned about? Or is this in my head? Or, is it just because your body, you'll just get a random pain throbbing in your arm one day for no reason. And then it goes away. And then, so it's like, how do you ever know? Sometimes it's like it's on that fine line of should I go in or am I just being crazy?
I know, because I don't want to be one of those fucking idiots who like knew something was, didn't feel right and didn't do anything. And then I dropped dead. I mean, that would suck. I don't want to be that, but I'm also not going to fucking go to the doctor for every single little thing. I'm just not going to do that.
Dude, this so far, this whole ordeal is costing me over $700 now.
That's a lot.
And I'm like,
which is exactly like, that's why I just would be like, meh, as I've lived with it for 30 years.
Exactly.
Like but I'm also fucking cheap and don't.
But also I think, I'm just way more cautious after what happened to Sam, where it just feels like,
I know you have like a reason. Like if that happened to me, I'd be like, eh. But like yours is like apparently, it runs in it's something going on maybe in the family or genetics or whatever.
My mom, she was like, my poor mom, she just was like, what this, how were you guys born with this stuff? Like, I feel so bad that we just never knew. I'm like, yeah, way to be great parents.
Cool.
I had a hole in my heart and you didn't know.
Well, no, a lot of my issues my mother has. So it's 100% something that like, and unfortunately I've got terrible genes on my dad's side. And then my mom's got, all of because like female related issues, my mom, my sister Hannah, me, and now Julia. Carly hasn't dealt with much. I mean, a little bit, but like we've all had like little cancerous stuff removed. We've had like, we just all had female related crap. And then my mom has colitis. My mom just, she's got a lot of ailments and she's dealing with them so hardcore right now. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get it in check because I do not want to be like that.
No, but that's why you're letting your mom get checked so then you can say, oh,
exactly.
I'd
be like,
too.
Oh, and then I can just go get specifically tested without doing this like bullshit. Like, oh, we don't know. Because like, yeah, I have a lot of what my mom is going through. But I also, it's just about like not wanting to be like that, feeling that sick all the time when I'm older. Because I'm like, I already feel like garbage now and I'm 31. Oh God. When I'm in my 50s, I am going to just want to die. Like there's no way I'm going to make it.
We're not even like touching on our pains. We're just talking about illness right now. Because you and I, like our pains, like in your leg and my wrist and my hip. And
my
back
wrists have been so bad, but it's because of inflammation. It's my bullshit.
That's what the thing is. But that kind of stuff, like constant pain, we just live with it. Yeah. You just live with it. Because.
Well, it's like my shoulder. There's nothing I can do about it. It's going to hurt for the rest of my life, and that's it. And like there's most of the days I'm fine, but
we have to have an episode about like accidents and stuff. We talk about car accidents and
I'm a little
because I got accidents. We'll talk about accidents.
Things, but like for the most part, I'm getting it under control. I'm on my day 2 of no processed sugar.
Woo! How you feeling?
I want a Twix. I know there's
a room next. Twix.
Oh, Kit Kats. Yeah. There's Kit Kats and Reese's in the next room, and I have got to be strong. But I'm gonna do it. Oh, and I just thought of this.
What?
If you ever actually throw up one day, how do I know if it's for real unless I see it?
I don't know. I'll take a photo.
Are we gonna cry wolf a little bit?
I'll take a photo.
Okay.
If I actually throw up, because honest to God, dude, I think it's been 9 years.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I think
right,
I've probably
then.
thrown up like, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, probably less than 6 times.
Because I've thrown up in your own bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you've seen
Well, I
me
don't know. I haven't seen it.
That night I
just talk
came
about
home,
it.
remember when I was puking my guts
Yeah,
up
but
in
you
there
had the
from that
door
migraine?
closed. You had the door closed and you wouldn't let me in.
Jesus
I tried to
Christ,
give you
I was
like
so
a
sick that
washcloth.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so sick that night. But I don't.
No, what's gonna
I'm gonna need a photo next time.
I will, if I throw up again, I will give you a photo. I'll send you a photo. It's like how we talked about how we should send each other crap photos
Okay.
to look at
Are
our
you gonna
poops.
shake on
Yeah,
it?
I got this.
All right.
Hey, it's a pretty good handshake.
It was strong. Mine's a little sweaty though. Oh,
Woo!
guys.
We're sick. You're so sick.
I am sick.
So sick. I feel that made me feel better to talk about it though.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's weird.
Yeah, talking.
It just feels more normal.
It sucks. I feel like I do feel a little like a hypochondriac, but
We just
it's
need to
issues
chill
I'm
out.
working on. I just need to fucking shut up. That's all I need to do.
You know what I
can
said?
feel sick. Just stop talking about
You
it
know
to
what?
everybody.
That's exactly what I said to my therapist last time. I said to her, I was like, I just got to shut the fuck up and stop
Yeah.
complaining.
Yeah.
Because like
I
every
complain
time it
so
hurts,
much.
every time it hurts, I'm like, oh, it hurts. I
Ugh.
got to tell somebody that it hurts. It's like,
Yeah.
no, just shut up and
Just
let it be.
stop talking.
Just don't worry about it.
And everybody now are always like, oh, I keep hearing, oh, what's now? What is it now? I'm just going to stop
just don't talk
talking.
about it.
Okay. I'm going to shut up.
Come back, guys.
Yeah. We won't shut up on the podcast, but just
We'll
keep coming
only
back.
talk when we have to talk to you through the interwebs.
We'll only complain through you.
Yeah.
Bye.